Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. So we'll continue with where we left off. I've gone ahead and just changed the difficulty back so we can continue. If I can find the right one, that is. Oops. Yeah, so the last turn then could have gone better. That definitely could have gone better. Could have been worse though. I had a couple of comments talking about how, well, I think it's the gentleman who has a red skull as a profile picture. I forgot the actual name of the account now. But it's like, it was fortunate that you just rounded down to Stalingrad, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty fortunate indeed. It's, oh, how you doing there, Sarge? Good to have you, my man. Yeah. We'll see what we can do to manage the situation. I don't think it's all that bad. How you doing there, Ray? 198 3M. Okay, I'm just gonna call you Ree. I don't know how else I could say that properly. But yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, we do have this division over here, which I mean, these impart in +4 zone of control. That's +4. I don't think cores have additional zone of control, so it's probably still a 4 there. Even a 4 there. There's a lot of zone of control in this area over here, which does make it pretty difficult to move out here. We could potentially make it easier on ourselves by removing the 29th Division, but I'm not too sure if I have the means to do that. I can most certainly get rid of the 4th Artillery Division over here, which would be something to work with. The pressure is definitely still in this area here. The Soviets have been fairly kind to us. They pressed over here to some extent. The rail line over here being broken is not exactly ideal, but we can live with that. We do see a Soviet Guard tank corps over here, but that's it's been fairly kind to us lately. We are able to actually bring the 7th Romanian Infantry Division out alive, which makes a pretty big difference there. Now, the interesting thing is with these Romanians, their TOEs have been reduced as well, which doesn't particularly help them, but doesn't make that much of a difference either, really. I'm going to have them brought up to full strength when they go back into the actual reserves in the garrison, really. That's going to be the plan anyway. But yeah, I mean, if we take a look at this, I mean, the clear terrain does not help here. I need to figure out how we're going to establish a line. The difficulty is that really I need to have a German divisions around this sort of area. It wouldn't hurt too much to have one here and then have the Romanians double up. But we are lacking forces to cover the line properly. Thankfully, there's not as many troops over here, which is nice. Hey, didn't that salty? Are you in COVID confinement? Oh, that's awesome, man. I mean, not the COVID, but you know what I mean. I'm sorry to hear about that. How are you feeling at the moment, then? Okay. And we do have a couple of things to try and deal with. We do have these forces over here, but the pressure definitely has changed. I mean, we are seeing a Guards Rifle Corps and a Guards Division over here. The Guards Rifle is the one that we do have to treat seriously. Oh, we actually see Guards Airborne Division. That's pretty cool. Hey, didn't that great? Good to have you. Alright. That's a tempting position to occupy there due to it being swamp and furnace. That is pretty nice, in fact. I do wonder though if we'd lose out by moving into that position, but it might be worthwhile. At the moment we have 30 there. Now moving into the swamp is... I think swamp is +2, so it's better than the +1 that we get from the light forest there. It is also dense, so it does reduce the actual strength of AFV elements. It might be worth moving into that one, actually. What do we have here? Heavy wood. But we do have heavy wood there. We have light wood. If we could occupy these positions there, that would be quite handy. I think what I might go ahead and do then is, in certain positions, like over here, for example, where we do have clear terrain, we do have a weakened division. There's actually a couple places where we do have that. So what I'm thinking about doing is essentially launching just small counterattacks against units like this, just to incur losses on the Soviets. Units like this could actually be pretty easily dealt with. Issue is, though, it is going to cause me fatigue, it is going to cause losses there, which is not ideal. We did talk about how we're going to rectify the situation over here, so I think that's probably how we'll manage it. What I was essentially talking about was having... Let's see, do I have the right mode on here? Yeah, so we've got 18 defensive combat value there. That one's only 14, this is 22. Not ideal, really. But 14 is most likely ideal. What I might go ahead and do then is even move that division there. How you doing there, Frank? Good to have you, my friend. Or have that division move there. It does very much depend. If I take a look over here, then we do have a rail and we do have a depot here. That depot actually does have a fair amount of freight in there. That's actually pretty impressive. And they draw it from that, they are too. Okay, that's very cool. A little bit worried about some of the front line now. I think I can go ahead and spread these divisions out a little bit more to a degree. Difficulties, I don't have a river here to work with. We do have defensive terrain over here, and it is tempting to potentially bring the line back down this way. But I do lose out on all these fortifications. Had I had some forces over here to begin digging a second line, that'd be ideal, but we don't have that. We don't have all that much in the way of pressure here either, so I've got to be quite... I'm going to make it a good decision, a wise decision anyway. We've got light woods and... okay. Yeah, there's been light woods over here as an ideal. I don't particularly want to lose that depot, but it doesn't particularly matter all that much either. I think what I'll do is go ahead and reduce the priority. Just a 2 will be fine. And just have the priority moved back down this way, really. We actually do have quite a bit of freight out here. That's actually pretty good. One depot would be okay, but you can see that they're directly pulling from there. So the actual system's working pretty well in this area. Though it's a little bit worrying to have that on the actual front line now. I'm going to go ahead and place them down to normal priority, really. I think so. The city itself. We did have attacks along the line here. Yeah, they were attacked once and they defended there without taking any damage, which is good. The only thing is, though, I've got to bear in mind that these fortifications aren't increasing all that quickly. Yeah, we don't have adequate support elements here. I need to go ahead and just... yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? I'll go ahead and change those around in a second, in fact. Hey, doing that, Snake? Good to have you, my man. Does it? Let me have a look at that. Oh, okay. There we are. Yeah, that should be about fine then. Yeah, thanks for bouncing that out, Vergrinium. At least we can adjust that then. So the heavy woods over here is great. I may even try and draw some divisions off the line to actually have even just start digging a second line. That would be quite useful, in fact. We moved in over here. We had actually secured this position here. We dealt with those forces there, which was quite good. This division, I'm going to have to move back short enough. Those guys as well. We were beginning to actually build preparations to assault across here, across the river. I don't know what the name of the river is over here, actually. Is that the Neva River? Neva River. Hey, Ned, how you doing there, Trotsky? Infinity? Oh! I wondered what you meant there. Okay. So El Core over here then. I'm going to have them assigned to... no, sorry, I'm going to go ahead and have them assigned to 18th Army. Like so. It does bring us over ever so slightly, but not that much. If I could, I would have had them transferred to another command now. That's okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and build up over here then. So these are attached to OKH. I think I'm going to go ahead and, if I can, have them attached to Army Group North instead. The reason being that they are just a little bit closer then to their natural command. Okay. Hey, doing that, Null? Good to have you, my friend. Right, there we are. Just put it slightly over here for now, but I'm going to be able to rectify that. So I've got them on refit here. How many divisions will you need to form a line in front of Rostov, assuming you retreat that far? Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that, actually. That's a good question. It's the Neva River, and the Soviets had a foothold over the river. They called it the Neva Punch. Okay. The river certainly does help there. Right. Hey, doing that, Nord? Good to have you. What do we need this TOE to actually look like? What are we actually missing out on here? So we should have Panzer III M. We currently have a Panzer III L there. We also do have Panzer IV G when we should have F2 officially. Now that TOE, as I mentioned a few times, will be changing in 7 turns. How are they doing on vehicles? So they have more vehicles than they need. Okay. I'm going to have them remain here then in refit. I was considering have them sent to reserve, but I'm not going to do that. We need to be quite careful with the reserve. We do have 26 Panzer Division, which is... Can I take a look over here? So it has taken on some replacements there. Now... They have vehicles, which is good. What are we missing here as part of this division? Okay. So we're looking for more medium tanks there, which is fine. Yeah, need more Panthers. Yeah, Panzer 5s. Yeah, the Panther would be quite nice to have. No, actually, is it, is the Panther V5 or is that the Tiger? No, wait. No, I remember this coming up again. I think they both have the designation, don't they, or something like that. I think the King Tiger's like, was it Panzer 6 or something officially? Something like that. I swear to God, it rings a bell. F2 is a G and a G is an F2. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Oh, Panther. Ah, it's out of breath then. Okay. Yeah, so take a look at the situation over here. It's not too bad at all, really. Positions like this are excellent. We just don't really have that much out here to work with, really. The heavy woods is good. Light woods, not so much. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's... Right, okay. That's good to know, then. Okay. There's not all that much out here, so I'm just thinking how we can make this work then. So if I cover positions then... What do we actually see out here then? We do have a collection of divisions there. We also do have a mechanized corps, which is actually fairly sizable. I'm just wondering if I could potentially flank that division. We do have a zone of control coming there. We do have swamp there. We have no roads going through here. Well, technically we do. We have the poor roads, but they're not particularly great. That clear terrain there is not going to do me much in the way of good. Light woods there. I think I do have... Yeah, we have a depot here then. Ah, leopards. Okay, we have a heavy woods there. I'm not a big fan of this position over here. I'm just thinking how we want to go ahead and work with that. Ah, I see. What I think I might go ahead and do then is have this division fall back to the actual heavy woods over here. That'll help deal with the mechanized, as the AFVs will not do particularly well in there. I do really like the level 3 forts, but it doesn't matter all that much. Heavy woods is ultimately going to be better there. Again, I just need to make sure that these divisions actually do have construction elements assigned to them. But I'm going to go ahead and do that then. If we take a look over here, then we still have these under control. But I feel... Well, I don't know, it's a difficult one, really. I mean, them being in clear terrain, they do have level 3 defense. Well, they have level 3 fortifications, but the light woods would be superior. But moving out of level 3 isn't going to help me. Not if I don't have any fortifications to move into. At least moving over here is not too bad. I do have a start on the fortifications, and it's clearly better terrain. They don't have any fortifications here, so I don't feel bad about doing that. It does also safeguard the depot to an extent, which is not too bad. And circle everything. Oh, I don't know if we could. I mean, we might be able to do that. I'm going to have that move into the heavy woods. They can remain as they are. We do have that sort of control there. At least, like, yeah, you can see how their defense increased there. If we take a look, they go from a 7 to 36 in theory. The division itself is in relatively good shape. Yeah, it doesn't have much in the way of fatigue there. Now let's see then. I may be able to attack these divisions over here. Well, this is only a brigade. That's just a division there. How could that aid me in any way? So I've got heavy woods over here and heavy woods there. I would still have to hold that position because obviously I've fallen back over here, so I don't have as under control. If I was able to take control of the heavy woods, that'd be ideal. Ultimately, I could move into this position then, perhaps. Heavy woods there, light woods there. So that's light as well. But I don't have a level of fortification here anyway. How is this division actually doing? The morale's a little bit lower, so having it participate in a successful attack would be pretty decent. So what I'm thinking about doing here then is, let's see the odds there. 9.9, I think we'd be able to manage that fairly well. Yeah, see, they're only at 24. I mean, that says a lot when you have... So you have level 3 forts in clear terrain. This one's in light woods, and it has 35. It's just the difference. Obviously, the division itself is different. It looks like the division has lower morale than the division there, the light woods. But yeah. Actually, let's take a look at that. So we've got 69. 75. Yeah, that's a pretty big difference, in fact. That one should be able to manage that fairly easily. What do they actually have here? So they have some artillery, they have some pioneers. They're actually fairly fortunate there. They do have construction battalions. I'm going to have to go through and actually reassign support units to these corps. Let's take a look then. Can we actually push them back along the line here? There's not a great benefit to going along the entire line, but certain positions there's benefit. They are in light woods, they're light woods. Light and heavy. So heavy is the only reason why they have a great chance there. Okay. $15.2. 20 of that. You're in the heavy woods. Okay. I think I'm going to have that division move. It's nice to have those forts. It's hard there. So I really need something better. I may have to just fall back with this division to here. I'm just really interested in just maintaining heavy woods. I'm not too interested in the light woods. And I'm especially not interested in clear terrain over here. The pressure in this area is not too great. I could have 2 divisions over there. Use their construction value, ideally. The difficulty is that we're trying to do this during the winter, which is not ideal. That is going to slow us down. But I think we might be able to get away with something like that. I don't think there's a great deal of... yeah, there's not a great deal of Soviets in this area, so I think I can try and make moves now to try and make the line actually a little bit stronger, really. So I'm going to go with that. They need to have their morale recovered, really. It's not that low, though. It's only 69. So it's a bit strange that shows you that. It gives you, like, a different impression. What I could go ahead and do, then, is actually have them participate in the attack there. So they can both then fall back over here, which is fine. I could also move up there, but I don't really gain all that much. So I've got heavy woods there. I have heavy woods here. And that gives me the zone of control that I need there. So, yeah, I'm going to get criticized for falling back there, but the heavy woods is going to be better, just ultimately. I'll have them both engage in the attack here against the brigade. That should be overkill. It should help to boost their morale. 69 should ensure that it actually goes ahead as planned. Yeah, so we've got 24 construction value there, got 25 there. That's not a lot of construction value. 86, 91, yeah, they should be able to win this, no problem. I do have air support on, but I don't have any air power here. Yeah, so that routes them. Okay. Oh, that's light wood? Oh, there's the heavy woods, okay. I thought that was the heavy woods there. Okay, I got that one wrong. That's annoying. That is a little annoying. Still worth attacking there. I was hoping that was heavy woods there. Doesn't really fix my situation then, goddammit. No, I'm going to stick with that. Even the light woods there. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. But I don't want to have this line. I need divisions, really. But then again, I'm abandoning level 3. Oh. I need that level... Yeah, I need the heavy woods there. But that is going to leave this open. So ultimately I'd have to take up a Lightwood's position anyway. Okay. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is we'll take the 87th over here. I'll see the morale then increased to 71, which is, and oh wow, look at that, 77 now. So we've got construction value of 47, and that's for the 6th there. That's some really good morale there. 47. Am I clicking on the same division here? 87th, yes. Right. Okay. And that's actually pretty good. That actually worked out relatively well then. And I do have this division over here with 67. Okay. Lightwood's there. I'm going to have that division move over there then. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then, let's see. So what I'm thinking about doing here then is I could have the 77 morale division just remain here, which is actually going to be a really good thing to have there. I've got the heavy woods there, which is great, but I'd like to take the division with the lower morale, have them move over here to begin construction over this way. They can occupy the level 3 fort, they can begin to establish a new position there. I mean, moving the line up is a consideration. Let's take a look at that one then. Morale? We'll take a look at that. So I've got heavy woods there, and I've got the light woods. Swamp there is pretty ideal. Around light woods. Now these guys don't have a road out here. Well, technically they do have a poor road, but they don't have an average road, so I don't want to push them too far out to increase the actual truck issues. Probably not too bad, but it's not ideal either. If we go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, it's not too bad. I just don't want to have them using vehicles. How close are they to depot? Yeah, they're not close enough to be within range of horses, I don't think. No, I don't think they are. I'm going to stick with that. It's a nice consideration potentially push forward, actually, but I don't gain all that much. We could try and push out here and encircle them. Thing is, it's like pushing forward for what gain, really. I want to try and shorten the line, not lengthen it to a degree. If I push there, it does mean that I have to then deal with the potential for the Soviets to move. I mean, do bear in mind with the actual difficulty settings, they can definitely move their forces around, and they will move those forces around. I'm not gaining all that much. I'd like to bring divisions back in, to be honest. Yeah, ultimately I'm trying to secure more reserves rather than less. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stick with things then, as we said then. I will have this unit attacked over here then, because I'm going to go ahead and move divisions anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. It should help to build their morale too, which is good. So we're at 67 here then. These two divisions are going to be moving anyway. What I could then do is take one of the divisions I pull off the line and have that actually take position up here. And I don't have a depot there. I could establish a depot there if I wanted to have one there. Terrain light ones. Swamp there. Okay. Issue is I don't have rail out here either. I'm happy enough to stay closer to the rail. I just want to take a better position. So we'll go with that one, really. If I move out this way, I'm just going to be spending more trucks. Sure, there's like nice terrain out here as well, but it's again further away from the actual rail. I'm happy enough with that. I'm going to be trying to draw forces off the line, really. Yeah, I could even have that higher morale division just in that position there. We'll see. We'll see. If I go there, I'm going to be... Yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop, like, going on about that one position there. We'll go ahead and get this sorted then. I want to go ahead and build up their morale there. So we go with 67. Let's see how that changes then. Okay, so they only push back one hex there. Actually shot down a couple of their aircraft, which is nice. So yeah, we do gain 2 morale there, so that's actually pretty useful for us. Let's see then. Heavy woods. Light woods. Heavy woods. Okay. So I've got 40 there. I may be able to just actually have these division off the line. And have them in reserve, perhaps. Yeah, I'm going to see what I can try and get away with. I'm going to have this division then... I don't have a depot there, but I do want to hold that position. I could build a depot there, but it wouldn't do me any good. We've got the swamp over here. I'm going to go ahead and move these guys... Yeah, move that corps there. I do want to have one division actually give it a chance to rebuild somewhat. So what we've got there, we've got 71. I'm going to take the 6th Infantry Division then, shift that to that position there. In time I'm going to try and gain the heavy woods if I can, but it'll have to do for now. I may want to have both divisions there to actually get that built up in a timely manner. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So go from 26 down to 13. So I'm going to have them both there for the time being. We lose a little bit there, but we should be able to dig that in relatively quickly. Obviously, it's going to be higher due to having 2 there. Right, then I have the heavy woods here. I could have them take position over here then. At least they're giving some time off the actual line. Yeah, that light woods. Heavy woods. That one might be worth taking, in fact. Damn it. Let's go back. I will probably have to maintain that position then. I don't particularly like it, but I'm going to have to maintain it. Okay. I don't like this particular area. It worked so well when I had heavy woods there, but it doesn't work now. That's annoying. Okay. They need to shift. But I can't lose that depot, so maybe worthwhile shift them. It's not particularly ideal, this situation. I was considering pulling the line back. I do have a lot of fray in that area. I think I'm going to go ahead and send, well, place that one down to 0. Over here as well, I think I'm going to just reduce that. Hey, doing that, Parator? Ah, yeah. I want to have that fray moved back. Now, I'm just thinking if I was to go this way, could I shorten the line? Granted, we don't have the defensive positions dug in yet, but I'm just thinking, am I holding this line because I have things invested in it? I mean, sure, we've got the forts over here, but there's not that much in the way of strength. We are seeing more strength down this way. And also seeing more strength down this way as well. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm kind of tempted then just to pull back over here then. I mean, that's what we kind of ultimately aim for, isn't it? Let's see then. So I've got the terrain over here. I would see the city, but there's no value in that. And there's a value of the rail yard. It does give them something to work with there to push freight forward, but then again, Moscow is only just there. So it doesn't make that much of a difference. It does give them something, I've got to admit. If I take a look. Yeah, they do have a rail yard there. But level 1s just help you on, they don't do all that much. The reason for moving back then, I'm thinking we might be able to save additional divisions. I know we have the swamp over here, which is useful. Lightwoods as well. I'm just wondering how tenable this position really is. I don't know. I'll put it to some sort of a vote then. How do you guys feel about this area? Do you think it's worthwhile to consider pulling back? Straightening in line to a degree? Oh, so it's a major pullback. I was trying to think what advantage we might be able to gain though. Yeah. Let's try and get a measure then. Like, where would we seek to hold then? We've got lightwoods there. The issue is there's certain hexes that don't have terrain on them. We do have terrain around this area here then. Is that the best I'm gonna get? Oh, I'm not gonna give up Smolensk. Smolensk is a position that we hold. With it being urban and being surrounded by good defensible terrain, it's pretty decent there. Yeah. I think we'll pull back in this area then. How far though is going to be the question. We'll go ahead and get the drawn tool. I'm not thinking as far back as maybe feared. Let's go ahead and take a look. So, let's see here then. So we don't have defense here. That's a bit of a chunky pen. Let's go ahead and take a look then. Okay. So I've got defense here. I've got defense here. I've got a unit there. I've got a unit there. That's not really ideal. This area here then is nice because I do have fortifications where I could potentially fall back over here and actually pull the line back in that direction. Swamp, well, everything's harder to dig in now during the winter, but the actual swamp has a dense terrain rule, which is pretty useful. What I'm kind of thinking then is maybe, because we have swamp, well, we have light woods over here, then I don't need to be in these hexes. I could have a unit sit over here then just protect the rail line, but this looks like heavy woods there. I do like these swamps out here, I've got to admit, because I could have a unit there, I could have a unit there. We could even then have a unit in this position here then, so they would have to go through the trifecta swamp. I've got to bear in mind that this is under pressure here. Now, there can be level 3s as well, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's any issue about them, their level of fortification. Let's go ahead and take a look then. How could we do this? Because I'm going to have, where I can, 1 hex spaces. Like over here we could have a 1 hex space. I could have something like that. Have something like that. Or even something there, really. I don't know why the music stopped there. I swear to God, I hate this plan so much. Let's go ahead. So we've got heavy wood there. So let me mark where we have heavy woods. And heavy wood there. That's light. Okay. What I'm kind of thinking at the moment then, if we go with something kind of like that, something of that sort of nature there, I can anchor myself on the heavy woods there, which I have. I could even pull that line back, but that's relatively good, so I do have a lot of clear terrain beyond that. I could I could move the depot over here and retain a depot close to the front line. Still have that dual rail there, which is nice. Yeah, the thing with Swamp is the fact that you just gain that dense rule as well. The Heavy Woods is double dense, I believe. So Heavy Woods and Swamp is good, but Heavy Woods wins out, but Rough Terrain wins out over both, I believe. How do people feel about that line there, then? If we go ahead and just count up like the hexes roughly. So I'd maintain that one there. So let's say 1... Difficulty is that I have light woods, but I've got heavy woods there. This one I could potentially, yeah, I could reinforce that position there to an extent. If I had heavy woods there, that'd be a lot better, but I don't really have that. That's a pain in the ass. But I would have some reserves in. So let's say 1, either 2 or 3, something of that nature. Bring that to 3. 4. Let's say that we have a division in each hex then, so... Yeah, we'll go with that. 1, 2... Well, these guys, I'm going to go with 1, 2... Probably 2 divisions in here, so let's say 3 divisions. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... I could skip that one. 9... 10, 11, 12, or 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many do we have on the line here? I'm going to count beyond this line, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's obviously going with a division in each hex. Some hexes I could probably get away with. Around the rail line I do want to make sure I cover that, but around this area it doesn't matter as much. I could probably like lose a division here. Let's go ahead and use blue then to say where a division should be. That one's not bad because it's not on the front line. And I do have a level of fortification here, but it's on the front line now with divisions in place. What's the level of forts like there? Yeah, I may go ahead and just reinforce that one then. Oh, that's not too far off. I could go ahead and place that division maybe there, have them build up. And then I could have a division over here in reserve. Or even there in reserve. Either or. But that one does protect the rail line, which is useful. So... we'll say there, maybe here. Oh no, actually, what I could go ahead and do then is have that placed there. We'll need to have one here anyway. So I could defend that depot then. And then have one there, because these are good hexes. Then I could skip. That's light woods, so I can skip that. I've got the... Is that light woods too? That doesn't look like light woods to me. Yeah, it's heavy woods, I thought so. Yeah, so I could go ahead and put a division in there. I'll put a division in there anyway. And then we just have the light woods down this way. So I could go ahead and maintain that there. Maintain that. And maintain that, because then I do have a fort level there, I do have a rail there. Okay. Yeah, what do you guys think of that then so far? I think that might be able to work. I can't believe how much time I've actually spent going over this one point. But I think it's a pretty important point. I do think it's a pretty important point. I know that people are always going to be resistant to giving up fortifications, but I'm just thinking in long term, we might be able to actually save some divisions and have them move out elsewhere, really. I do need to try and... yeah, because the pressure's not that great right now. Pressure's in this area, just in this area in general is where we have pressure there. So I think I kind of like that. So they've got 12. I counted the present defenses as 27 hex, and have designed a 22 defense 7 hexes. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we'll take a look at the south in a second then. Now, there is a decent build-up of freight here. I may be able to just delay this one turn, and then have units fall back. Give time, essentially, for the actual freight to move out of the area. That might be worthwhile doing. So I think we'll hold off for one turn, and then the turn after I'll fall back then. I think we'll go with that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is have that division. Alright, let's see. And now you are going to hate me in a second, because I'm going to return to where we began. Which kind of makes this look all entirely pointless, but it's really not. I promise you it's not. But I do have the opportunity to begin digging in somewhere then. And I can reinforce that position. Or do I? I wish we could destroy the rail line, but unfortunately not. I mean, they have to repair it anyway, so I guess you can consider it destroyed anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and reinforce that position then, I guess. Yeah, we do have force that should begin over there, it's nice. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and have them placed in the light woods though. Oh, that's good. That's a good idea, actually. So I can move them into the heavy woods. Yeah, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is give them the time to move that freight backwards then. Okay. There's an image? Where is this image? They can move there. At least for now. I may want to go ahead and actually get that depot established. What do I have here? Do I have a rail yard? I do. But I think that's because I constructed an actual depot there anyway. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to reduce this down. The link? I don't see a link. Is it on the Discord? I'll go ahead and double check. If you're going to go ahead and post on the actual Discord, I'll be able to take a look. Oh, how you doing there, Janne? Good to have you, my friend. Or Jan. However you want to pronounce that. But yeah, at the moment I'm not seeing the link. Just kind of weird. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and establish a depot here then. Or am I? Yeah, the link's not showing right now. No, that position's okay. We'll go for a depot there then. Doesn't matter about its priority really. Let's put on low priority for now. I'll have them on low priority for now. We'll maintain this position for now, but I'm just going to see how long we can maintain that. But I think we'll pull back then after. On the Discord link? I thought you were on the Discord, man. Ah! How dare you. I'll go ahead and send a link there in a second. There we are. Okay. Yeah, so we'll leave this for the time being then. I'm going to have that reduce on priority. Have that as a 2. I'm going to go ahead and make Smolensk level 4. I want to try and draw freight backwards, if that makes sense. I don't want to abandon the area, but they do have freight in here, so they should be okay. Okay, so yeah, we'll stick with that for now then. I know it feels like I've wasted people's time, but I really not. Don't be mad. It's going to be worthwhile. It will be worthwhile. If we pull back and be more economical in our use of hexes, I'm going to wait for Z-Link. I can see Trotsky's joined there. That's cool, my man. I do feel a little bit hurt that you've not been here all this time already. Oops. That's the wrong roll. I can see we've got SM here. How you doing that, SM? Okay. I can see you're playing War in the West at the moment. That's cool. Okay. Where's this link? Just post it in general. I'll be able to take a look at it. I'm pretty intrigued to see. Oh, I've got a few. Oh, I've got Sarge. How you doing there, Sarge? PhD in procrastinating. I can see that being true. Nice picture of Spartan there. Or it might be a Roman, I'm not too sure. It's feeling a bit personal now, isn't it? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the south then. That was getting a little bit laborious, wasn't it? Okay, so we are going to pull out here in this area. So let's take a look at what we actually have in terms of assets. There's not actually that much down here. And that is a pretty big testament to just the difficulty. I do have a decent amount stored over there, but nothing that we can't pull out. I don't think they'd be able to move too close. Well, too quickly anyway, unless they have other assets. Oh my god, there's quite a few of you. We've got Abadir Khan. Cool, good to have you. I've never actually done this before, so you get the most Imperator. Is that Bug? Bug? Or Nug? I can't quite see what it says there. I like the wave, that's called chicken. Garner. Gorner? I don't know how to pronounce it, but welcome. Okay, it's getting quite amusing. Alright, I'll go ahead and take a look at that in a second. One of these, okay. So we have our suggestion here. That's my, yeah, that's me. Okay, so thinking about this area then. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking about there. Notebook? Oh, it's a Roman. Okay, okay. So, okay, Sarge, you can say it's really you. Yeah, this is kind of where I fell. Well, this is kind of like where I established a line in the other campaign, effectively, there. So how do you guys feel about that? Should we go ahead and fall back to that line now, or do you think we should work, I don't know, to hold in the current position for another turn? We've already fallen back once, and it didn't cost us all that much. It might be wise to do so now. The thing is, we've got to recognise that there's a fair amount of men there. So, should we make it a vote then? Yes, this is what we have right now, isn't it? Effectively. Well, I mean, this is it really. It's like regaining the swamp is an interesting one. We can approach Moscow in a different direction. I think the direction I would actually go ahead and move on Moscow. Or just in general, move in general. I know I've said that twice. I'd go that way, to be honest. We do have quite a bit of clear terrain. You could even go that way, and you can avoid all the difficulties that you have out this way. And for the most part, it's fairly good going. You do have Tula as well. You do have a double rail line here too. And there's actually additional double rail out here. So this area is a good approach to Moscow. This area has a 1, this area has 3, and it looks pretty cool. Granted, we don't have a good road, but we do have a good road here. Okay. In terms of freight, I think we can manage. And if we take a look over here, then we do have 31,000, nearly 32. Over here at RAL 46. It should move relatively quickly. I don't know what the actual effect of disbanding a depot is. Let's go ahead and take a look there. Does it return freight to the pool or what? Depot. Disbanded depots. Depots can be disbanded at any time. Disbanded depots will try to ship some of their freight by rail to other Tier 1. Also, a small amount of the freight will be removed, a small amount will be destroyed. And some will convert to fuel and supplies to be placed in the location then. Okay. See, there's a fair amount of freight there. Yeah. It's about, what, 27k in that area? Maybe about 30k. I think it's worthwhile to pull back. We can always have more freight. Okay. So 5 hex saving, and if you do stuff like that across the whole line, you can build up a... Well, this is it, really. Kind of what we've been looking towards. We may not be able to fall back the entire way, but let's see. Yeah, it's not falling back too far over this way. So we can maintain that depot there, which is good enough to work with. Yeah, now this way. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. You just give me you give me some media to work with, because it's essentially what I wanted to do anyway. But I'm trying to couch it in terms of democracy. Okay. Yeah, how do you guys feel about that then? Do you guys agree with falling back to the new line? I think it'd be fine there, really. So we're looking at this way over here. There's a bit of a gap there, but that's fine enough. Let's go ahead and draw that line. Something like that. Yeah, something like that then. How do people feel about that? Wait for the chat to catch up. Let's do that. Frank's on board. Trotsky's on board. I think we can work that. So I'm going to go ahead and actually disband these depots then. We'll be able to get a freight. We should be... Now at Smolensk I could actually have... Yeah, we have 9-6 now. How are we actually doing in terms of freight at Smolensk? Okay. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is reduce the actual depots down to 0. I want to try... well, that one can be up there, then that's fine. Go ahead and put them down on 0. Losing the city's a shame, but it's okay. We can live without that. We'll be back for it. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what happens then. Fall back, spring forward. Does that shift that around? We'll see in a second then. This is a larger one here. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Or maybe it's moving somewhere, I'm just not seeing where. Is it maybe moving there? Not seeing it. Yeah, exactly. Build that better. Okay. I think it'd be worthwhile. I know I'm potentially biased, but I think it'd be worthwhile. Okay. I do want to go ahead and do this then. So I got the heavy woods there, got light woods there. Rough terrain's really good, in fact. So if I was to move them there, they could go there. Yeah, that's fine by me. Not so much with those guys. Okay, they can kind of remain where they are for the time being then. Right, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is... Okay, these guys aren't ready yet. 8 there. Get you in there. Yeah, this being heavy woods there is really good, in fact. Let's take... I can do for now, so I can shift them there. That can fall back. We'll have that fall back to where another depot is. I could even establish another depot out here, to be fair. So they can shift back there. Or they could even remain in that position there, to be honest. Doesn't make that much of a difference, in fact. So we've got that position there. Shift that there for a second. Yeah, I still have some lands nearby. I just need to establish then another depot just so they can have one within free. But we can do that. We do have the ability to do that. It just means we can move back quite a lot of force here. Thankfully they can move there, which is good. Yeah, I can work with that. Could even then have one over here, potentially. Okay, they can shift there. They can shift there. Now, want to cover these. We may be able to actually shift this, these two cores out of here in a sense, actually. Could establish a depot here. At least I would have done so had I had the opportunity to do so, but unless I do not. That's a shame. I really wish I could have had another depot out here. Would have been nice to had that, but oh well. Could even have them potentially there. That's not too bad. I can work with that. That's fine. Okay. Do need to move that squadron out, so I'll do that shortly. Yeah, so let's see then. They could definitely do with that rest there then, so let's see. So we've got the light woods there, we've got the heavy woods. Light woods, heavy woods. Yeah, so just go along this line here then. Ooh, that's not good. Sometimes it's kind of annoying that you can't establish a depot where you would like. But I can establish depots over here, then that's okay. If I move them there, would that be better? At least I'm actually going to get some more benefit, but then again, having capacity here, but I'd rather have a capacity behind the line. But then again, this is dual line there. Let's see, how's the duck over there? Yeah, it's outside their range. I could swap things around. It's a little bit far to the rear there. Kind of annoying. Have to kind of live with that one. Yeah, but effectively we can now free up quite a few divisions here. I think what I'll go ahead and do then is have the 16th Army use as a reserve army then. We could have like, yeah, we could essentially just have them around Smolensk or just around the rear. Even have them digging in towards the actual rear wouldn't be a bad idea. Some of the positions are a little bit lighter. How you doing there, Sergey? Good to have you, my friend. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, how'd you guys feel about that then? Now, it feels worse because, like, well, I mean, it looks worse because obviously we've given up that. But in fairness, I think we've gained something there. The line's actually fairly good. Obviously, we lost some fortifications. So what I might go ahead and do is potentially have these divisions sit on top of each other and help them dig in quickly. That might be worthwhile. It would be really nice to have the 16th Army able to handle a situation out here that is obviously developing. Would have been a little bit better to have divisions a little bit closer, but I think I can manage things. I think what I could go ahead and do then is just assign them to different corps, really. How's that look? So it'd be outside range there. But I could go ahead and have them assigned to a corps out this way. So we'll go with something of that nature. Yeah, we make war as we can, not as we like. That's a good saying, though. I do like that one. I do indeed. Yeah, we'll go with that, then. Shame that I had to lose that, but I could have these fellas actually march. Well, I could have them around Smolensk, or even move them down this way. At least around Smolensk, they could actually begin to dig in to a degree too. We can have a corps remain in this area as a reserve, which is a pretty damn good strong reserve. Then have another corps make its way down this way, which would be quite ideal, in fact. We already do have a corps moving down that way, so we definitely have taken a lot of strength out of this area, but I do want to keep some in this area. I think we'll have them just begin digging in another line, really. Might be worthwhile to have them aid in digging in the first line, though. And I may go for that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that where we can, Ben. We'll take a look at these divisions then. Which ones need rest? They could do with building that combat prep up again. Okay. So they can go to that hex. They can dig in at that position there. I wish we had heavy woods there. And there, that'd be amazing. But I do not. Ah, dear. Have to make do with that one then for the time being. They can aid in digging in there. Have them do the same here then. Okay, 19. Right. I was going to have a cause move back. We'll have them reorganize then shortly. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is it. They're obviously going to move into that space. Okay, that's a decent amount of light construction capacity. Doesn't look like everybody can move back immediately, so we'll work with that. Is there one of these that could benefit from being pulled off the line? They do all have a bit of high fatigue, don't they? They don't. Not so much, anyway. Yeah, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do then is I'm going to have the 87 for the 197 just pulled back there. They can go there. In fact, I'm going to have them refit. Well, no, they're relatively good. I'm just going to have them reserve. Just need that opportunity to just give them a bit of rest there, really. Okay. They can help dig in this way, then. Well, in this position. Could fall back over there. I don't really lose all that much anyway. Just put me closer then to that depot and closer to the actual command there, so I can work with that. So we've got heavy woods there, heavy woods there. I do want to maintain heavy woods though, that's for sure. Might be worth taking them off the front line, but I don't think I have opportunity. Or if I go into that position, or at least maintain this position here, we do have swamp there. Light woods. No, I'll go for that one, then at least I can maintain. I can maintain that road then. Yeah, I'm going to maintain that. This one shouldn't matter too much. I'm just thinking I could probably go for a gap here. It is distant enough from the actual rail line. I mean, this rail line doesn't... It's not going to matter in a second anyway. It's active, but I'm not using it right now, so that's fine. Yeah, so I'm going to have double on this line. Sorry, on that hex. Now that means I can have that... core take position. Well, they could work there, but I'm going to go there. So that works there. They're within range. Okay. Issue of delay is that they can be attacked as well, then. I think we should be relatively alright here, actually. The Swamp Fox. I've not heard of Francis Marion, but that's pretty interesting. I'd have to take a look at that. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have these forces digging in here, then. It would be nice to give them a rest if I could. But we'll work with what we've got. But in fairness, if I can, I think I will give them that rest. Like, these two could actually move over here. Yeah, I think if that would go... Well, yeah, that could go there anyway. Doesn't have any combat prep, though, that's the problem. It doesn't have much in the way of fatigue. Oh, okay, I see. Thank you. Yeah, at least we do have good positions to fall back into there. Okay, we'll work with that. I'm gonna have them fall though. Fall back at least, I mean. Need that one and that one covered. So they can go there. They can go there. That can remain. Yeah. I'll just use this core temporarily to dig in this area then. If only I had some heavy woods there, that'd be great. Let us know. Hey, doing that, Tactus? Good to have you. I just use a mix of Heartside 2, 3, and 4 as my uncopyrighted, non-copyrighted soundtrack, which is really great. it's really handy that it's not uncopyrighted. Right, we'll have a move in there to dig in then. That boosts our capacity there quite nicely. This one's a bit of a wild one, isn't it? Let's go with that there then. That'll help them to recover a little bit easier. Well, a little bit better. Okay. Gonna go ahead and have a flock of wolves over here then. Moved. Now, where would we want to go and have them? I could have more over here at Smolensk, or I could have some over this way. So we have some over here at Arel, Smolensk. Don't really have anything over this way. Unless I have them in the other Luftflotte. I do have some there. Might be worthwhile to push them up there. I think I probably want to push these guys up here anyway, because there's not that much in the way of air threat. So those would be F1 and irons. What do we have in terms of airfields then? Just that one. They're a larger squadron, aren't they? Yeah, they are. That's kind of awkward. I could really do with building up this airfield then. Or even establishing another airfield, but go with what we've got. We'll have to take a look at how we want to deal with this situation. We do have Swamp here, which is actually pretty good, but we've got Clear there. But I have got the city itself, which is great. So I can definitely work with that. Oh, called the Patriot. Ah, okay. Okay. What I'm thinking about doing here then is if I pull that division off the line, I could have it maybe take up position here or elsewhere. It is in inferior. Inferior is in a better position. Well, in a better state. Yeah, and if I move those, this can't really. Yeah, that can't move too far anyway. They're in there, obviously. I guess if I have them shifted there, that one doesn't particularly matter anyway. They've got that there. I was thinking if I move that there, I could then move these guys in here just to try and make sure this is a little bit more strongly held, perhaps. Or I could even have it move somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like them being out in the open, is what I'm trying to say, really. Or I could even just have that moved onto an actual depot. Do we have a rail line there? Oh, we do have a rail line there. It's broken, but I want to maintain that. I'm not gaining much, though. Why even go there? Yeah, these are broken anyway. Have you go there. What's that offensive CV? It's not amazing. If I had infantry, that'd be great. I really don't want to have tanks in city, though. So that's a no-go. Okay, I guess we'll move there. They're going to kind of have to deal with that, really. They should be okay. Should. In theory. We can but hope. Yeah, we'll go with that. We did push forward over here to secure that terrain. That's cool. I did break them up, but I moved them this turn. I could probably reform them, but I think I'll do that next turn. Oops. Yeah, so we have these divisions moving here then. The enemy really has shifted its focus, at least in this area. How you doing that, Ost? I'm doing fine, my friend. How are you doing? Oh, I did move the actual Focke-Wulfs, did I? Level 2. Level 2 there too. What do we have here then? That's only 4. Wow. That's not that many. I think I have a winner then. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have them move there then. Yep, there we are. Opportunity for encirclement. I'm just considering that, really. And they don't really have all that much in the way of strength out here at all. I was wondering how much I have. I consider obviously pulling back this way. Yeah, I do gain that heavy woods there, which is really good, in fact. Difficulty's over this way, isn't it? That's pretty nasty. I could reinforce these positions, but being in the clear terrain isn't ideal. But again, yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult one, really, isn't it? Because it's like we're moving then from a position of... doesn't do all that much, but I guess it does move the divisions to where we need them, or where we prefer them to be, so that's fine. Now that's swamp as well, actually. I could go heavy woods then. I think I might go ahead and do that then. Yeah, perhaps so. Or if we see here, we've got light woods there. I could go swamp. Yeah. Or even give that position and just go to the swamp and go over here to the light woods. At least I can actually double up there. There's not all that much in the way of strength here, but that's it. That's the consideration. How can we make this work better then? I don't mind giving ground over here, but it doesn't really do that much for me. I don't want to give every level of fortification up, though. So got 28, 36, 33. Yeah, I'm just thinking how I can free up these divisions here, because I could effectively free up a core, depending on how I work this. I'd love to push out here, but it's not worth it during... I mean, we are in Blizzard at the moment, so that's not worth it. I think what I want to go ahead and do then is try and make it so I can actually bring the motorized back to the city. That'd be ideal. That's not ideal. This is a pretty awful position. I really need to have more strength over here. Now, luckily there's not too much there. The enemy's strength is kind of here. They do have some strong forces here, like they're having that rifle corps of the divisions there. They do have a bit of concentration. We're seeing a greater concentration down here, though. Yeah, especially there. That was pretty rough. I'm not very happy that we lost the city. that could have gone better. That really could have gone better there. I need to have this position retained. There's nothing real to fall back to in this area. That's a difficult one. Come on, music. I need to take the opportunity when I have it to, yeah, reduce division. Like the actual number of divisions and have more placed in reserve if I can. I think I'll take position there. So at least then I can actually naturally move back to the heavy woods there. Right, we'll go with that then. Yeah, that's the difficulty that we face, really. And that's with 2 divisions and it only makes the 33 there. Oh, I lowered the table equipment. So these divisions are going to look, like, all of them are going to look of lesser strength. I'm going to have that upped again in the summer. Well, when we get to spring and summer, I'm going to have them brought back up to full strength. Yeah, go for that there. Let's move out there for a second. Yeah, some of these really need to have air strength increase again. Why do I have another one there? In fairness, what I could go ahead and do... Shame I can't move the division back. And you consider the historical actions, the Axis and Barbarossa. What adaptations do you make? Is it strategic or more of the administration or logistical? I mean, this is it. I mean, ultimately, we're always going to have an easier time because we have like a god's eye view of the battlefield, really. And it was a different situation, the fact that obviously relying on reports from those on the ground and those being filtered up and up and up and up. And those that ultimately made decisions. It's like obviously they would have good information, but they wouldn't have perfect information. Like we can see just at a glance the strength of every division across the line. We can see generally where the enemy is. And yeah, we have like a pretty good lay of the land, really. I mean, we know where every forest is, we know where all the swamps are. I don't know if they would have had that information. I imagine we would have had atlases and things of that degree, but it's like, it's having that information actually translated. The commanders in the field, really. But in terms of the biggest changes that the player can make, we don't have to deal with a human component. I suppose that's going to be the biggest difference in any video game versus reality, is the fact you don't have to deal with a human component. I mean, for all these captured Soviets, they just disappear. They're just a number for us then. We don't then have to house them. We don't have to obviously deal with that situation. Whereas in reality, they did, and that was food and materials. I mean, obviously they treated them like less than human, which is pretty awful, to say the least. But obviously that was a additional pressure there on logistics, which is already pretty busted, I guess. Yeah, I'm not saying that the maps were inaccurate. I'm just saying, like, obviously they would have to study the maps in the area. They didn't move into an area and had, like, an intimate knowledge of it, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Yeah, there's null saves there as well. Okay. That's a little over the top there. Okay. Bring them back there. They're still in range, which is fantastic, in fact. So they can shift there. Okay, I'm going to have to go through the commands again, which is going to be a lot of fun. But it's not that bad. It's got 26 there, 33, 51. I'm going to go ahead and dig in these positions if I can, as quickly as I can. Having 2 divisions in a position like this will be fine. Oh, I could even move to that position there, in fact. But I want to maintain this out here, really. Let's go ahead and take the Panzer Corps here, move it there for now. Oh, the new Panzers. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at the reserves and reinforcements that we have in general then. So this turn we had a number of construction battalions arrive, which is actually really good. I really need to get those assigned out properly. I did actually move another heavy Panzer battalion, so I'm going to have to decide where that goes. Yeah, so I have a number of additional forces. General Göring's Panzer Division arrived over here in North Africa. Yeah, 5th Panzer Army is not too far away from the actual map there, which is good. Yeah. Okay, I could shift that division. So I could shift that entire corps really this way, which is actually what I was looking for there, so that's excellent. Yeah, shift that corps that way. We still have additional forces here, but it's simply what I've done is just obviously move back, but taken up. Like, granted, we have gaps here, but that can work out fine. We do have still defensive terrain to fall back into. Doesn't really harm us all that much. I would really like to give this division a chance to build up some steam. But I may have it actually moved into this position here, just further dig in there. Just as quickly as we can dig in. Should be very good. So, yeah, they can shift there. I do really have an interest in maintaining the level of fortification here, because I frankly don't have anything else beyond that. But I think I could maybe go for those positions there, but it doesn't really make a difference because I have a level 1s there. Frankly, it's not an ideal situation, I must admit. I could maintain that level 3 and actually have that there. I wouldn't have to maintain that one, but I would have to maintain that one. So then at least we still have that. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking here then as we go like that. Yeah, then I can take the forces over here and have them reinforced down this way, which means we can reinforce down that way. We still have reinforcements heading down this way to the south there. So I think we'll go with that then. I do want to pull these divisions off the front line. I do have a vested interest in really upping the capacity of this depot here. Though, there's probably going to be a point of diminishing returns, isn't there? If I go back, that moves... Oh, that's that one there. Let me go ahead and just move this Panzer... Well, that's actually underutilized. Let's just move that there for a second. Okay, yes, it's having a very real impact on the actual depot there. That's adding an additional 5k capacity, so that's well worthwhile. Oh, hang on a second. We actually do have some additional aircraft here, so... Oh, okay. So we've got 40 Bf-109 G2s there. Okay, fair enough. Didn't realise we had those G2s there, but that's fair. Okay. Right, they can move there then. Yeah. No, I guess what I'm going to go ahead and do then is, we'll go like that, and just, yeah, maintain that. And then, what I'll do is go across here. They can move out elsewhere. I'm going to have, like, the motorized divisions around Orel anyway. They can be in reserve then. Just need to actually protect the city itself. It might be worthwhile at the cost of... Well, So that's 112. Okay, so move 112 in there then. I may have a division to pull back in fairness. So move 112 there. 56 can move there then. How are they actually doing? They're relatively okay. Yeah, we're going to shift the strength along here. So I've got 26. What the... Ah, that's fun. Okay. They move that. Right. That division can't move as I would have wanted it to. Ah, fudge. Okay, they go there. Actually, it might be because I have the 2 divisions there. Let's move them there for the moment. Oh no, they actually can't move there. Okay, fair enough. I really do not like that we have all this open terrain. It's really not ideal. Yeah, they had a rough time, but... Ah, damn it. That's a lot of zone of control. We do have Groß Deutschland. Okay. I need to dig that in there. Or I could even just potentially attack there, perhaps. But it doesn't really do me all that much good anyway. That's clear trend. I was going to say, if I was like light force, at least that could be something to aim towards, but no, there's not really anything to be gained there. God damn it. I don't like this here, but the worry is down this way and down this way. Like, I've got 39 there, 58 there. The greatest over here is 22, but that's contained, and the rest really isn't that bad. Doesn't mean that they won't shift it at a moment's notice, because they absolutely bloody well will. I'm going to go ahead and move there, because I can't move any closer. I don't really want to have them motorized on the front line, in fairness. That's actually a fairly sizable fairly sizable Luftwaffe field division. I really don't like how weak they are. That's not good. I don't like that they have only 11 there. That's not a lot. 75. Okay. They could do with being reinforced there. So otherwise I will lose that position, which is not good. I really would not like to lose that. They need something there. That's rather irritating. Now look at the Panzer Division over here is unfrozen now, which is good. Okay. What I'm kind of thinking here then is we're gonna have to... what I'm kind of thinking is essentially rather than have a division like I said a moment, we've got one division there, we've got one, well obviously this is different, but let's say let me find an example. Yeah, so I've got division, 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 division. What I'm kind of thinking is, rather than having that, is in positions where I can get away with it, or where there's not that much of value, is, granted it means abandoning their level 3, but I think what I'd rather do is, rather than have, like, one division in level 3, like, a division each of level 3s, I think I'd prefer to have, like, 2 divisions in a level 3. There is safety in numbers, definitely. And I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. It does mean that we're still covering roughly the same line. Not perfectly, but we do have more strength actually in those positions then. Which is ultimately, well, it's ultimately going to help them out. We have Panzer and motorized here, so we can get at least get away with that. I tell you what, Vroznesh, however you want to pronounce it, really was a bit of a surprise there. Like, that went... that went more suddenly than I had expected, I must admit. Granted, the numbers were a little bit low, really. Yeah. They barely took that. But granted, they did have a lot in that. They had over 1,000 guns, yeah. I think had they had a little bit more strength, they might have been able to hold on, but yeah, it didn't go particularly great for them, really. That's consideration as well. Okay. So let me go ahead and just decide which positions we're going to hold then. There's certain positions like out here where it's not ideal. Like, I think what I'd rather do is have that division move to this position here. That division could move there. I need to dig this one in, though, in fairness. But yeah, I could go ahead and say, yeah, I don't really want to have them motorized. Yeah, fuck. I could maybe have the Luftwaffe field division moved here, get that division there. At least then I could try and dig that in desperately. Who has the motorized? Yeah, they have good construction capacity. They don't, not so much. I need construction companies. Pioneers as well definitely do help. I've got the Deutschland over here that could be utilized. Yeah, I just need to have reserves, don't we, really? That's going to be idea there. Okay. So, let me go ahead and draw that out then. So I'm kind of thinking then that we have there, here. That I need to maintain. Yeah, this one's a bit more difficult in fairness. I guess we have to maintain that there. But if I move back to that position there, it's a difficult one because I do lose a fort, then I would like to get a division there to build that up to some degree. But I could maybe have the 2 divisions fall back there, but even then it's like, within clear terrain then with no defense. Granted, there's 2 divisions where I need to have some force to go into. So I guess we'll maintain that then for the time being, which is not ideal. Yeah, some of these corners over here where it's a little bit more difficult. That's a good position there to have. Yeah, how do you guys feel about that then? That's kind of what I'm thinking of going with. It does open up gaps in the actual line. How you doing there, AKK? Good to have you, my friend. Yeah, it does open up gaps in the line there, but it does mean I can generally give each of those positions additional strength, at least where able. I think that's kind of what I want to do, is like just try to make sure we have 2 divisions in place rather than just 1 division. They have the additional manpower. They have the additional artillery as well. It does make that a little bit harder for the enemy to overwhelm us then. Yeah. I'm still considering when to actually up the TOE. Find it a little bit more attractive to consider doing it earlier. I don't know. But yeah, how do you guys feel about that then? I think we could probably get away with that. It is going to mean surrendering certain positions, which is not ideal. Hmm. Yeah, this position here is not exactly great. They only have that. Well, that's only a regiment, in fairness. So I could move in there. Yeah, we'll go with that then. Maybe some positions I may be able to leave, but it definitely does depend. Our position there is fairly weak. They could move in there at least. Yeah. Bombing's like works. I mean, it's not a bad thing to actually do. It's never a bad thing to do per se. Interdiction works well because you can reduce their movement points. It's a bit of a difficult one really because you're going to gain more from ground support in certain circumstances. Issue is really with ground attack, it's like you need to have the air supremacy, or at least you need to have a fighter component. Sometimes I find it's probably better just to allow, well, just to probably stick with ground support. I don't know. That's a portion of a line where reserves built up, yeah. Well, this is it. We do have divisions in the area as well, moving to this area. And it would be nice to have like a multi-layered defense. That really would make a difference. So yeah, speaking of that then, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is just going to get rid of that for the time being. We'll make this the final action of the stream. I intended to look down this area, but in fairness, there's not all that much to do once we have this done. Granted, we gave up land over here, but it's fine. It's generally a line that would stick with anyway. Let's go ahead and get these divisions moving then. So they can, yeah, it's going to take some time getting them out there, but at least I can move them. At least when they're actually in the area, they can help build up, which is pretty nice. Yeah, even like having a division here helps. Do I want to make Orel a frontline city? Not particularly. I ain't gonna have much choice about that soon. Yeah, but at least I can move in there and actually begin to just dig in. Just even occupying the position is pretty good to have, really. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So divisional strength moving there. I'm gonna have the motorized really around this area, and this is like the difficult point out here, really. They do have a fair bit of strength there. There's not all that much in the way of strength. Like, there's 7 there, yeah. These are dangerous divisions, and it's really if they mass. That's the problem. I mean, this is a real good one out here, because there's not that much I need to actually defend, because there's really nothing beyond this point, which is great news. Traps would be nice, I've got to admit. That'd be nice. I do want to hold on to this terrain here. Like, having the light woods is just superb. Oh, yeah. Never mind. When I said light woods, I meant the 1 hex of light woods. Jesus. I was like, oh, we've got 2 hexes of light woods. That's awesome. No, not really. Okay. Ah, man. And I could move across the river there. Those lines may actually be operational. It may, in fact, be worthwhile to move across the river, perhaps. Yeah. My only worry though is if I move them across the river, it ain't gonna go well, is it really? What I might want to go ahead and do then is maybe take that division, just move it south. Yeah, have 336 take up the position of the 9th for the 6 Hungarian Light Divisions, and then have the Hungarian divisions move down this way. At least then I could actually use the Italians a little bit more concentrated. I'll see you later there, Tactics, take care. I'll be ending the stream relatively shortly enough. I mean, we were fortunate enough to actually have these divisions rout, I'm not going to lie. And I think we can save these guys. I think they can definitely be saved. So let's go ahead and take a look here, then. Now that's a difficult one, because they actually are already here. We'd actually be able to drive them back, which is a pretty good thing there. In theory, we'd be able to do that. I think that's worth doing if I can do that, but at least I can actually gain that hex back. They have to deal with the zone of control moving through there, so it should slow them. Them being here doesn't help me out at all. They don't have all that much in the way of MP. Okay. They should be able to manage that. How are they looking morale-wise? Because it is good actually to build up their morale if we can. Yeah, they're actually fairly good. The only issue is if I do that, I do lose out on that combat prep bar. Yeah, you never know. Okay. I think I can get away with doing that then. Yeah, what I'm thinking here then is that division can go there. That division can go here. I'll see that position, that division goes there. That can go in here. And that should work out relatively well. They can remain in position then. So we'll attack and hope it works. Which it does, that's good. We don't really lose all that much, so that's okay. Does it spend a lot of that combat prep? I can live with that. So they can go there. They can go there. That brings us up to 47. Which is actually pretty impressive in a clear terrain hex, I've got to admit. That's actually pretty good. Is it going to be good enough? Probably not. And in fairness, it's like, well, I actually can't see what the strength is there. 32. Ah, fucking. That's not ideal. Oh, that does leave me open there, doesn't it? God damn it. Fuck. I could probably get away with that by having like the Panzer Division out here anyway. There's not that much to lose. That's the position I'll maintain for the light woods. Let's reform that division then. Was that 168 there? Yeah, they're not doing... Oh, that's the regiment, that's why. Okay. If any, so they still have to pay the zone of control to go through here. There's still that, they just don't overlap to a degree. But that's up to 50 now, which is pretty considerable. I can move in there. That takes us up to 39. Yeah. A tradition of avoidance. Okay. That still helps me out here anyway, because I can shift things around then. As long as I have 2 divisions, I can work with that then. Or even 3 would be nice. I could probably manage that. Let's go ahead and shift these divisions here then. Well, actually. Yeah, they can remain as they are. And the rail's broken here anyway. I just need to make sure I can hold this area now. So, have you move in there. How you doing there, Clemens? Good to have you, my man. Move that division there. What temperature's past the freezer? I like that. Now the cavalry is actually freed up as well, which is fantastic. It is only a brigade though. If I had a brigade there, I guess I move that brigade south, didn't I? Okay. So then it's 16. They do have to cross that frozen river, which I don't know how much it affects them. I can't recall. So I would rather have another division there. I'm going to take that Hungarian armoured. Brings up to 31, which is actually pretty respectable there. They can move in here. Only 20, which is not amazing. Move them there, where the danger's less. Move that in there, brings us up to 18. Whoa. Big numbers. What I could go ahead and do then is have that cavalry division just move beyond here. At least then that would have them isolated just for a tiny amount of time. Yeah, that'd been... Oh, that's not good. We're out of Stalingrad in certain senses of the word, yes. Some of them are out. Not all of them, but some of them are certainly out. Well, we did manage to actually get through a turn, which actually does mean I have additional forces here to unload and start moving up here. So we can start to put men in position, really. I do want to maintain this rail to the degree where I can, anyway. We did have... Well, we do have these 3 panzer divisions over here. I'm tempted to have them refit, to be honest. They have the men, it's more so the actual the panzers themselves. But at least while they are here, they are able to just rest, recover, just build up combat preparation too. Yeah, just elements being able to repair makes a pretty big deal. Well, it's a pretty big deal. Yeah, yeah. There might be opportunities for that. That one's pretty powerful. I just need to make sure that one's dealt with. Let's see. What I might want to go ahead and do then. It'd be nice if I had some fortifications, but I do have a lot of freight stored over there. What I'm kind of thinking I could do is maybe have the Panthers moved up to that position there. Yeah, I might go for that. Maybe... I don't know. I mean, I'd love to build them up, really. We're going to have to see what we can do in terms of strength. It would be nice to cut that off. We've got 42 there at most, which is obviously not enough there. They're 14. They could maybe get around there. I could even potentially take that division there, maybe be able to attack and force that off and then get around the core. If I could actually take away a good deal of the actual core strength, that'd be nice. There's not that much in the way of enemy forces here. We do thankfully have... I know it might not seem, but we actually do have some divisions over here. Not many, but some are technically ready. This one's a pretty impressive one to say it's still ready with those numbers. But they're still superior to Romanian divisions, so we still have that going for us. I need to destroy that if I can. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, as Nicholas says there, that's what I tend to do. I mean, obviously we're working with a situation in motion, so it doesn't help us all too much. We kind of have to deal with the situation as is for now. Like, the one I'm worried about, I don't know, it's not too bad. There's not that much to lose out here. And I should be able to reinforce this part of the line. We do have divisions moving down here. These divisions can move out as well in the near future. We've gained a couple over here. And frankly, yeah, I mean, I do have forces here. They're in transition. They are moving out. But at least they can actually help to dig in for the time being. So we should be able to establish these new positions relatively quickly. Ideally. Once this is dealt with over here, then I can have the 3rd Panzer begin moving and just get to where they need to be. We are building up divisions over this way, and that's the thing as well. So I could potentially take divisions from this area. But it would be ideal if I could try and take Leningrad out of the picture, or at least get a foothold across the river here. We do have divisions that continue to move up. I'm not going to move them via rail. I know it's... I don't know. It's hard though, so it's like if I move them via rail here, I am paying... And it's like that means that we have less freight moving to the front. So even at the cost of having less men on the front, in a sense, I'd rather take the brunt of that. I do have good roads out here. I can follow the good road out this way, rather than moving across there. I might go that way. This is just all average road down this way. At least I'm much closer to the... Yeah, I'm going to go that way. I can have some good road follow-up over this way, too. Hey, doing there, Carl? Oh my god, we've got a celebrity here. How you doing there, my man? I'm going that way. I'm going to go this way. Follow that good road. Marching overland works better than going across the river. See you later there, Trotsky. Yeah, I'm going to be calling this stream to a close shortly enough. And I have Storm. I'd honest to God thought that I could have had them as support units, but apparently not. Honest to God thought they were support units. I'm pretty sure they are support units, but they don't have multi-roles, apparently not. I'm just pretty surprised that they're not support units, in all honesty. Maybe that's a change? Feels like it. How heavy are they? 114. They're such a strange unit, really. They do have some nice equipment, but they're relatively small. They're quite strange in that way, aren't they? I'd honestly hope that they were a support unit. And they're not. That's a shame. They don't have all of their equipment at the moment either. Yeah, they're due to have 12 of those. It may be worthwhile to actually have them sent back to the pool then, but I can't do that right now. Which is weird. The Luftwaffe field divisions, in fact, I've been using up over this way. So you can see that I do have 4 of them out this way. So they're in position then around Orienbarm. Just allow me to actually move divisions away from there. I do have more that are moving out this way. Essentially, what I'm going to go ahead and do is have the Crimea garrisoned by the Luftwaffe field divisions. They're in an interesting position because it's like they're superior troops in the fact that they are German troops and they do have obviously German morale, they do have German equipment, which is pretty handy. But it means I can take these Romanian divisions, such as the Mountaineers, that are more useful elsewhere, and yeah, just use them, really. So the Luftwaffe field divisions have a weird position in the order of battle, really. They do have slugs, which is pretty cool. They just have less artillery, though. That's the problem. Yeah, you take a look there. We're only going to have 8 105s. We do have flak. We have AT guns. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, good sport units. Which is why I'm going to use them as, like, rear echelon. The division here. Yeah, so even though these guys are amazing, they do at least have a little bit more in the way of artillery. Granted, they have less effective AT guns, but I'm not too sure how good those ones are. But they do have the heavy mortars. They have a little bit more flak. Sorry, a little bit more in the way of artillery. And it's the fact that they are mountaineering divisions, which means that they do have a bonus in that sort of terrain. I think they do have more squads in general. Yeah, they're also twice the size. I mean, granted, these guys are down on TOE. But at least I can make use of them. Now, for example, I mean, this is a little bit more than a regiment, but it works well enough in actually guarding that position for now. Yeah, so I do want to get some additional Luftwaffe field divisions down this way. So in fairness, I should have had that Luftwaffe field division move that way, but that's okay. Okay. Go over here to Stettin then and march across. These divisions are actually full strength. I'm not going to take away their strength right now. I'd imagine they're probably pretty terrible. It's more so for the actual men. The division itself, really. Yeah. We are going to pull out of the Kaban. We'll have to see how we can manage that. I'll probably have forces pull back to Mykop, hold Mykop another turn. If we can try and get anything out of Mykop, that'd be great. But in general, I just want to pull out the Kuban. The 17th Army could potentially move over here to Crimea, or I could just head north to Rostov. If it heads north to Rostov, it may arrive there sooner. How quickly could we do that? But then again, if I do move over here to the Crimea, and I do actually have a road to make use of, and I could potentially have them move via rail. I don't know. I guess if they move this way, they're going to be moving through administrative areas. I mean, granted over here, but what's the interception of partisan activity like? So we do have some partisans over here by the swamps. Partisans over here in the swamps. There. Not really much in the open. That's a more direct path. It may in fact be worthwhile just to move directly north then. But then again, I do need to have some forces over here to hold the Kerch. Which is really what I kind of want to do with... it's kind of what I've got in mind for the Romanians, in fairness. Is like, have them actually hold the Kerch to a degree. See you later, Salty. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it about here as well then, in fact. So, yeah. Look at all that, yeah. You can definitely see where all that partisan activity is, and that's quite a lot. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a weird stream, I guess. In fairness, I often do that. We spent a long time over here, but I'm ultimately happy with how things have turned out over here at Smolensk. It has allowed us to actually... Well, we should have these positions dug in fairly quickly. I'm going to have to go through and actually make sure support units are allocated properly. I just need those construction elements out there, really. Absolutely need those. So, yeah. It's looking better, I think. I think it's definitely looking better. Then, yeah. Pull back over here. We've already lost the initiative. So just need to retain what we have then. So, need to form a line. Just make sure that Arel and Kursk I need to hold these areas here, which is difficult as hell. Yeah, they can move that. I think what I might go ahead and do then is maybe take a division or two. I don't need much in the way to hold Kerch. It really doesn't take too much. And especially with the actual forces moving over this way, it shouldn't take too much. I could potentially maybe even take position here in the actual swamp. I have to think about that, if that'd be worthwhile. So I need to stop them from getting to the actual ferry point. But in fairness, I think ferry point crossings or ferry attacks, well, crossings are pretty nasty. It would be a hell of a lot easier to actually supply them, because I'd lose the rail line out here. Granted, they would have a port there, but it really wouldn't be that much, so I think we'll go that way. I think what I'll probably do then is just take maybe 2 divisions, maybe even just 1 division, something of that nature, and have them push that way. So yeah, we'll go with that then. So thanks for watching there, ladies and gents. I do hope you've enjoyed that. And if you guys would like to go ahead and support myself as a content creator, you can definitely do that. I know that is a burning question in mind. Let me go ahead and share. Essentially, I'm not saying support me for no gain. I'm saying support me if you would like to have a very nice print sent out to you. Now, alas, I do have to ask that buyer does pay post and package. Post and packaging, sorry. Shipping has gone up, but the posters are relatively cheap, and they're pretty nice. And again, as said, I don't have the files anymore, so once they're gone forever. But I am going to use the funds to actually support myself, but also to fund the creation of a new print, which should be cool as well. So yeah, if you guys would like to support myself as a content creator, you can do that. Again, fairly cheap print. You will have to cover the post and packaging, but you do gain a print, and it helps out. Yeah, you at least get something. That works. Until next time, thank you for watching. See you next time. Sayonara. Goodbye for now.